Well, hello and good morning, almost good afternoon, and welcome. I am, as you can see, imaging our star. The action on the star has been daily, and so I'm going to be muting um, myself. I'm still dealing with sinus infections, and I got to find the mute button here because I'll be doing my usual coughing. And no one wants to hear that. Okay, let's see. Um, we're currently using the Daystar Solar Scout, and it is a beast of an optic and very, very affordable. The Solar Scout is on top, and I do have a different camera. I'm using an ASI 1600 monochrome pro camera that I've used in the past for deep sky photography. It is not a great um, uh, camera for planetary, solar, or lunar if you're looking for a fast frame rate. But other than that, it takes and resolves a great image of the sun, and I've been real pleased using that. So I think this is the 224 that's on it now by ASI, and it's a more practical camera for a high frame rate. So that's what I'm doing, and then underneath this, uh, in writing underneath it, is the Astrotech 65 EDQ refractor, moonlight focuser, a quark chromosphere, tilt adapters on both of these, and then this is the ASI 174 mono pro camera, and it is a much more practical solar planetary imaging camera, a much higher frame rate, as you'll see. So right now, let's start looking at our star and enjoy it. I'll be taking images of it. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to bring up a URL address. There's Daystar. These are the filters that I use. Um, I was looking for uh, an item that I need to add, and I'm going to bring up the Solar Scout, and this is what I own. It is a tremendous uh, solar scope. You're looking through it now, and then I also have the Quark Chromosphere, uh, the original. This piece right here. And as you will see, this does a great job of filtering the H alpha. It's good for visual as well as for imaging. But I was more interested in showing, let's find the most recent. This is actually, these are running really late. There must be cloudy issues in some of these other sites because, and this one's running 8 minutes old, but this is what the sun looked like 8 minutes ago, taken from the National Solar Observatory. That's a nice flaring going up down here, although it's faint uh, here and here as well. All along the limb, these filaments, according to Dr. Tamitha Scove, uh, are launching some solar storms that are hitting us. They started hitting us yesterday. Uh, one right here, this one right here, launched a couple of days ago, and it's affecting us in areas of radiation and magnetic storms. So, auroras, for those people who image the auroras, are going to be visible, and down to some of the lower latitudes, people will be able to see them thanks to this flare that just popped a couple of days ago. It takes a while to get here. Again, apologize for all the throat clearing. So we'll go back out to the real, what we're really looking at. And this is where that flare that launched is. We're waiting on these to pop, and they may have already. We had a huge football game last night. Our high school, Dorman High School, played our city rival, Spartanburg High School. And this sinus nonsense, it's from COVID. Um, it's the long term effects of COVID that I'm still dealing with. Just pretty much had me unable to breathe well. So I ended up listening to it on the radio. And we lost. I'm going to take a quick capture of 500 frames. I've got it named here Scout. Take another one. And another one. Did not know that. I have used these, Daniel. Goodness, I'm in probably the third or fourth year, and I may be running out of life, but I'm approaching 80 years old. So if it goes, I'll get another one. But thanks for the heads up, and that's good to know. Daniel pointed out that you're under 5 degrees Celsius, you should not use a Daystar filter. Under over this temperature affects the lifespan of the Daystar. But my lifespan at almost 80, I'm more concerned about. But thanks for the heads up. Okay, I'm going to take one more, then I'm going to switch cameras, switch it, and go to the quark chromosphere. As a matter of fact, what I want to do real quick here is there's my dog going to start barking. I'll mute him too. So let's switch to the 174 camera. And this is the quark chromosphere. And I have this at, it's the larger capture area. Actually, I'm going to I'm not a fan of the way SharpCap takes flats for this camera and this rig. I would prefer just to take a defocused flat frame and use that to remove the dust and these particles on my sensor during the SharpCap process. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a flat, so I'll have it. My background music needs to be toned down. That's one time Sidereal. Let's speed things up. Okay, I'm going to defocus. Well, I'm going to change my settings. I'm going to lower the gain is already set to 0. Need a histogram. And the histograms is absolutely where I want it. Okay, so I'm going to rack my focuser in by 1,500 steps, and then I'm going to take flats, and I'm going to call this and I just need 500. And the way to take your flats is to fill your frame as much as you can, center your target, and if you can fill it with all sun, that's good. Then defocus at least to where all you see are the dust spots on your sensor. I like to have the histogram about in the center but slightly to the right, just the way I have it here. And then we've taken that, and I think I'm going to take one more. This works so much better. Now I'm going to stretch this image and defocus. See the dust? We'll get rid of that. And then we're going to defocus, or bring our focus back to where it's supposed to be. I think I went too far. I did. Here it is. And I'm just going to move around the sun taking pictures. And let's liven things up a little bit. And bring the gain up. Let's just go ahead and bring it up to about. That's good. 60 will be easy to remember. And let's change this to quirk. And this is going to be the southwest part of the sun. And so let's take 1,000 frames. Let's do another 1,000. Again, I apologize for clearing my throat. Hope I remember to mute this before I start coughing. Okay, let's we're still in the southwest part of the sun. And let's knock off another 1,000. Let's do another. I'm going to raise the exposure to there and see what we've got going on the limb. Not a lot. So let's get the southernmost portion of the sun. Okay, we can adjust our histogram a little. And we've drifted some. Good. Knock off 1,000. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change that to 5 again. Trying to get focus as well as I can, and I'll work on it when we get to a more defined area of the sun. But right now, um, let's leave it here. Okay, let's check. There's the, okay, let's get several of these then. We want to move the sun up some. Okay. Let's take off another. Okay, let's process one of these and see what's going on. So, uh, bring up auto stacker. And first thing I want to do is open my flat frame. And I'm just going to save that as a master flat. Actually, I'm just going to put it in my root directory for today. So now I have my master flat being saved. And now let's open our let's pull one of these. No, not that one. We want the south. Talking to myself. And so we want surface. That's fine. While that's running, we'll go over here and take one more and we're having beautiful weather. Just spectacular weather. Okay, let's head uh, to the southeast part of the sun. And let's knock off another 1,000. And let's another one. Let's see where auto staggered is. Let's apply 200. Let's save 10% of 1,000. So this will go fast. Ah, crap. Let's cancel. Let's clear. Let's apply our, let's see the sun a little larger here. And let's apply our master flat and remove that dust. And so there it is. It'll go away. Bingo. Okay, now let's analyze. And while it's analyzing, the other way you can do your flats is you can defocus and go up to quick capture. Heck, no, you don't go to quick capture. I'm so used to going to quick capture. You go up to capture. I'll wait till this is finished. And capture flat. And pick how many you want in your flat frame. Start it. You need to make sure you have your histogram somewhat centered to the right of center. The gain should be 0. Just raise your exposure up until you get a histogram that's to the right of center. And it will not only take your flat, it will take bias, it'll subtract from your flat frame, it'll average your flat frame, and it will apply it under right here, automatically apply it. But if you should change capture areas, you'll need a new flat frame. You always can go browse and bring your flat frame back. So it's a great tool. It doesn't work well with this setup. It works very good with the Solar Scout. Perfect. Okay, let's take one more of these southeast because I do have a nice flare. Let's go back to auto staggered. And now let's place our grid. And we're going to save 10%. It should go pretty good because go pretty fast, although the laptop was used by NOAA on the Ark. stacking takes the longest, but we're only saving 50 frames, so it shouldn't take too long. Yeah, long enough. So let's go to the east. Let's change this to 8 times Sidereal, so we'll move. Actually, we're going to stay right here. This is still the southeast. And let's knock off another 1,000. And let's see where auto stacker is. It's done. Right now. Okay, get rid of that. Let's bring up IMPPG. Let's go find our image. We're on 28th. Let's see, this is south, 10%. Let's fit the screen. Let's process and do all. Anchor point. Drag this up. I was hoping I'd be able to bring more out on that flare. Okay, let's raise up the deconvolution to 2.9. Well, we're going to sit, it's almost too much. And let's bring up 1.4, 1.4. That's good enough. There you go. There be in a picture. I'm going to save this. And I'm going to save this to let's just go ahead and save it here. And let's go check our sun and continue our trip around the sun. And let's take another capture. Okay, let's go north, or yeah, let's move it up. Look at the size and the strength of this filament. That's nuts. And we have an active sunspot here. Let me rack up the exposure and see if we've got anything happening on the. Oh, so we're going to go and stop there. Let's bring this back down to 18. And let's knock off 1,000 here. When we're finished moving around the sun, imaging the sun, I'll switch telescopes and we'll move out and look at the full disk of the sun. I need to find out when the sun transits today. I use this planetary software program because it takes up virtually no memory. I have Sky Safari, and I really love it, but it takes up so much memory. And Stellarview, Stellarium takes up a bunch, and then Starry Nights takes up even more. So we got the sun here. Let's give it. So we're going to transit at 1:11. So I have about 45 minutes. And make sure my telescope is connected. And I'm on the sun, but it says I'm not, so let me sync this. The sun, and now. And now, if I want to slew to any part of the sky, it'll be centered. Not that there's anything else in the daytime I want to see, but should I have problems and for some reason and had to restart the computer, then it would be synced and I would go back to the same place I am. So it can be handy. Let's knock off another. It's this filament right here. Doesn't look like a big player, does it? But this is the one that launched a solar storm that's hit us. It hit us yesterday. So if you're in the upper latitudes, and according to Tamitha, Dr. Skov, she said that the auroras would be visible for some folks in some of the mid-latitudes, upper mid-latitudes, but it affects us in magnetic storms and radiation. So it's good and it's bad. For pilots, it's a communication problem in the upper latitudes. For people with heart problems, it's a problem in the upper latitudes. It's a problem everywhere, but especially for those folks. We now know that. We did not know that until recently. The effects on the heart that these solar storms cause. Let's take another one, and then let's move to the northeast part of the sun, and let's see if we have a more current view. And I'll refresh this. This is 2 minutes old. Let's see. So this is what we're imaging right now. This is that solar flare. No, this is the solar flare that hit us right here. This is that big one we're looking at right now, but that's a nice, that's almost like a CME, a coronal mass ejection, and not a flare. Here's a flare. Here are flares, but this is looks like it could be a coronal mass ejection. I wonder, let me see if I can find that. I'll look that up, and that may be what we're dealing with. And because it's on the limb here doesn't mean that it misses us. I don't understand the physics, but there have been areas of activity all over the sun that either hit us or it's a near miss. I don't understand, but it does happen. Okay, let's go further north to the northeast part of the sun. This is the east-west. The sun rotates clockwise from east to west. And so let's stop it about there. There's that filament. Wow. Okay. I want to see if we got well, there's our, I don't know if it's a CM. When it arcs up like that, starts coming back, that's a telltale sign. I don't know. It's putting out a lot of, it's a massive nuclear blow up. That's a fact. That is a fact. That we can count on. So this is northeast. And let's take a capture of 1,000 frames. Let's take another. Hey, Fulton. Oh, we have tonight, it looks like tomorrow night. Fulton Hampton and I used to work together in a former life. He's a photographer in North Carolina. And a fine person. I'm doing good, and I guess you've got ice blue colored skies as well. Let's take another capture. You'll have to go over to the YouTube channel. It's the Night Sky Imager YouTube channel. Just look up Night Sky Imager, and I'll go find it. Oh, I've been watching banjo videos. I love the banjo. Trying to find how to get to my YouTube channel. I think I'm there. And yep. Let's take another. I try to image live whenever I image. If it looks like I'm going to have decent skies, I'll live stream it. Let's take another. Here is a, this is a, I just processed an image I took of the southeast part of the sun, and this is what it looks like. Nice flaring going up here. To put this in perspective, the Earth, you can put 1 million Earth-sized planets inside the sun, but the Earth is about 12,000 miles in diameter, so you could probably stack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You could probably stack 10 Earths on top of each other, or 120,000 miles high is probably where this, although this thing is still going up, I just don't resolve it. Yeah, put a link in the, send me a link. Put it in the, well, don't put it in the comments because they go away when I stop imaging, but put it in Facebook. I've got 2 drones back here. I really stopped flying. I guess kind of got out of I lost enthusiasm for it. I went through a phase where I was flying all over everywhere, places I wasn't supposed to go. And most of it at the time I didn't know I wasn't supposed to go there, but that was several years ago. Okay, let's go back and take some more images and day. Let's take another quick capture. It's too pretty of a day to be inside watching this video. You need to be out flying that drone. Let's take one more, then we'll move to the north part of the sun. I've been moving around the sun, taking 6 and 7 different images. I may put them together in a mosaic when I'm all done. Probably won't. But the scene conditions are pretty good for us. Okay, let's wrong way. Move them out. Oh. Back a little. And we'll keep it there. Let's overexpose and see if we've got any flaring on the limb. We've got one here. And let's change this to north, and let's take a quick capture. Another. Take another. Okay, let's move over to the north west. Let's rack up the exposure. Got a flare down here, but not much. Okay, let's we're at the northwest. Let's take 1,000. Wow, look at this flare filament. These are dust. This is on the sensor itself. This is somewhere on the chromosphere or the IR UV cut filter, but this is dust, and I just take flats and remove them, and remove all of this in post-processing. Let's take another one. Thank you for the like, Lori Coggins. another one. Take another. Take another. One more. Then we'll move to the west side. Okay, we're going to head west. And let's knock off, let's go this a little bit first. Okay, let's knock off 1,000 here. Take another. Let's see if there's any limb activity. I think this was on, we saw that on the last series. So, take a few more. This filament down here is another monster filament, just huge. Why did I stop capture? I think what I'm going to do this afternoon, after the sun crosses the meridian, is go back to the southeast part of the sun where the possible coronal mass ejections happening, and do a time lapse. And I will send a message to Dr. Tabitha Scobb and ask her if this is a coronal mass ejection. Another. And we'll do one more after this, and then we'll take some center. We'll center the sun and take some photos of the center. And then we'll change telescopes. Last one. Okay, we're going to take this to the center, and I knew I'd go the wrong way. And we need to go wrong way again. Okay, let's see. Let's knock off 1,000. This is the flare that is causing currently causing a magnetic storm. It launched. Well, that's imaging. I'll show you probably. Go to the NASA website, and let's go to daily movies. Let's go to 2 days ago, I think, 3 days ago. Try this day, submit it, and we want 171. Okay, watch right here, because it's already there it went, right here. There it is. Here it comes. Bang! That's it. It was on the 25th, so that's it. Ta-boom. So that's what's causing havoc here. Interesting. Interesting to me. I realize it's not interesting to most people. I'm it. I'm the only one that. Very few people are. Very few people are. Nobody in my family. I'm it. I'll come. Got to come up here and see this. You got to come up here and see this. Okay, we'll be there in a little bit. Although my wife is the first one to comment and say she likes it, so I don't feel like I'm gonna got good focus here. I don't think that changed any. Let's take another capture. And another. Last one, and then we're going to change telescopes. I've got about 15 minutes before the sun hits the meridian. Yeah, maybe a little longer. Was it? So at 1:11, yeah, that's 15, 16 minutes. So, but this is the meridian, and what happens is that the telescope, the weights, there's a telescope on one end, and there are counterweights on the other end to balance the telescope. And what happens is the weights start becoming higher than the telescope. So it's horizontal now, almost horizontal. So you don't want the telescope running into your pier. So you flip the mount and you just switch, and the telescope goes to the other side, flipping with the weights. And so you then can image on the other side of the meridian with the telescope going up and the weights going down. Right now, the weights are going up and the telescope's going down. Whatever. Okay, one last one. All right, we're going to change telescopes and go to the Solar Scout. And there it is. So we want to go to the Scout here. And we got exposure problems because they do differ. And hard to center this. Without some help. Okay. too much. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, call it a day. There's that filament again that did the damage. So let's take 500 of these. This camera has 4 times the pixels of the 174. So I can resolve a better image detail-wise. But the frame rate, instead of being 50 frames per second, 20 frames per second. Okay, take another. Speaking of temperature, we're having it's 99 degrees at my mount. Crazy weather. Now the sensor is protected from the sun. Our humidity though is only 32%. That's insane. We're a very humid part of the world. Yes. Let's take another. Take another. Take another. I'll show you how well this camera and this quirk or this Solar Scout resolve. I'm going to change the capture here to say 800 by 600. That's pretty wild. This is the flare that launched towards us. Change this to sidereal. Let's see, what is our for 800 by 600? And so let's take 2,000 frames of this. Let's change this to 4x. And let's take another. I want to go down and see if I can't get that. No. It's pretty much time to flip this mount. So take a couple captures of this. These filaments are just beast. They'll get you. One enough? One's enough. Let's raise our exposure some. Yep. Okay, let's see. It's over here. Okay, let's see if that. Okay, folks. Well, it's time to transit, and that's what we're going to do. And I will catch you guys later. I will probably be imaging tonight live. I haven't made up my mind. I will be imaging. I'm not too sure what I'll be imaging. I know I will have the Smith Cassegrain on the moon first, then I'll be at Saturn, and then I'll head over to Jupiter, and I know that's going to happen. So With the other telescope, though, I don't know what I'm. Oh, I've got to finish up the bubble. So no, I do. I know exactly what I'm doing. Good chance I will be live. Catch you later. Hope everybody has a great weekend.